Dodgers have won the National League Western Division title for the first time since 2009.
Yeah, you see him in the pool. We'll get into that in just a moment. First, we want to talk about how good this team is. Dodgers win 7-6. Hanley, 4 hits, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Jansen's 26 save. But the Dodgers, they went from last place. A couple months into the season, they were in last place in the NLDS to the Kings, and now the best in the West. And their skipper said this after the clincher.
It's a great feeling, you know, for what's happened to us this year. A lot of expectation. Horrible start. Looked terrible, but the guys stuck together. The coaching staff was awesome. They kind of just kept working. It's been great.
I mean, this is what you play for, to get to the postseason. And, you know, we realize our work's just getting started, but it's worth celebrating with these guys.
After the game last night, I told Martin, I told Sting, you know, that I was going to play today, and we need to win and just get over with.
Oh, this will rank up there because all the stuff I've been through the last 2 years, it definitely feels good to be back in this position right now.
This is definitely one of the best teams I've played on. This is the best team I've played on, and we have a great chance to do some big things. You know, everybody stay healthy, focused, and do their jobs, and we'll go far.
It's been a tough time for us in the beginning, and we never quit, and we do it. You know, we keep playing, and here we are now, a step closer now.
It's been a wild ride. We have a lot of good things going on, and you know, hopefully we'll finish and bring home the World Series LA this year.
Remember the name Frank McCourt? My, how times have changed for one franchise. And it didn't look like it was working. They went and got all these new pieces. On June 22nd, the Dodgers were 9.5 games out of first place. And on this night, in September, they're the kings of the NL West Division. How did it happen, Harold?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's great you bring up June 22nd. Because that was the day that we sat there and said, the Dodgers are going to win the West. I remember talking to Don Mattingly. He said, we get healthy, we're going to win this thing. And I want to show you what Donnie was telling me. And I said, all right, I'll go put it on tape for you, Donnie. So why the Dodgers will win the National League West? Well, Don Mattingly. He didn't panic. He's been through it all before. He's been in New York. He's done different things. But he understood what he had as players. And then Mark McGwire. Hey, he stayed with his hitters. Even though guys were struggling, trying to figure it out, he was a new hitting coach. Remember he came over from St. Louis? Then your outfield. Hey, when you got an outfield loaded and you miss Matt Kemp for basically 5 months, Matt Kemp didn't do a whole lot. He started to run. He started to get healthy. And then you thought, okay, Matt Kemp's going to be a big part of this. This was when, in June, early July, here comes Matt Kemp, right? Well, then he went down with another injury. So they played without him again. But you had the other guys that stepped in. Andre Ethier realized, hold on, my role may not be what I thought it was. Carl Crawford took off, and then Puig. What can you say? He's carried this club, particularly when we talk about the outfielders. Then, Hanley Ramirez. What are they doing with Hanley Ramirez? Well, you got a hitting shortstop who has turned the clock back and has taken off. Donnie tributes to WBC, saying he came back with a winning attitude and a perspective of wanting to win. And he's been a big leader on this club. Then you go to the bench. All of a sudden, when everybody came back healthy, you were able to put guys on the bench that you were looking for them to do the things that you had in the starting lineup. Now you make them the role players, you rest them all, you play them all over the diamond, and before you know it, you got a healthy club. That's all pretty, Greg. It's fine and dandy, but hey, the pitching was the difference. And I didn't even get into Ryu, and this is before they made the big trade. It was these two guys. I mean, yeah, Kershaw, Greinke, and Mitch, when they made the move, Jansen to the closer role, all of a sudden the Dodgers were on a roll. And they ran off that stretch, and now they're dancing and partying in Arizona. But this is as deep a club as you're going to run into. When you have options as to who's going to throw games 2 and 3, who's going to throw games 3 and 4, you're deep.
Yeah.
All right, and
you got guys that can do the worm.
Is this dude ripped or what? Look at
He's built just like you, H. I saw you up there in the workout room doing that the other day.
That's what I used to look like.
Right.
Now the thing you got to worry about, you look at,
you see that dude?
Yeah, it's
my
impressive.
goodness.
You look at this club. We still got quite a few days left before the end of the season.
Yeah.
You hope they can keep their focus, and I know Don Mattingly, he ain't going to sit everybody. They're all going to get their playing time because that's a big mistake people make, that managers make. Okay, we got to get guys rest. Number one, Matt Kemp should get every AB he can get in the remainder of this season.
Absolutely.
He went 4 for 4 the other night. Get him every AB you can get him to get him hot. And now you're looking at an outfield that can do some serious damage.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Mitch, and I'm a big believer on playing the season through.
Yes.
As a player, you have the mindset I'm playing 162 games, but you got to make sure they're healthy. So you rest guys that might be dinged up a little bit, take advantage of that. But the last 3 or 4 days, I think you play. You get out, you get that timing, and you keep yourself playing and being ready.
See, and I don't even know if it's just the last 3 or 4 days.
No, I'm saying all the way.
Yeah.
But if you want to rest guys up to that last 3 days or so.
You got Hanley that's been dealing with a back issue a little bit. You got Carl Crawford dealing with a back issue a little bit. Puig with his hip a little bit. Now you're afforded the opportunity to spell these guys, but I don't want to see any of them get 2 and 3 days off in a row.
No.
Because that can throw the screeching halt to a really hot bat.
Tomorrow you play the kids after
That's right.
dancing in the pool.
Yeah, speaking of dancing in the pool, a lot of people are talking about this. After the Dodgers clinched, they went into the clubhouse and, they were spraying champagne, beer, whatnot. And then they jumped in the pool at Chase Field. That's kind of sacred ground there. Only the Diamondbacks do that stuff when they clinch a postseason spot. But the Dodgers did it. And may I remind you, the turning point of the season could be argued that it was when Yasiel Puig had a fastball graze his nose from Ian Kennedy, and the bench is empty. The Diamondbacks don't like the Dodgers. Willie Bloomquist said this about the Dodgers jumping in the pool, quote, "They have a lot of veteran players on their team. I thought they had more class than that. They earned it on the field. They played well, and you tip your cap to them." But like I said, that's classless. I would expect them to act with a little more class than they did. I doubt the New York Yankees would do something like that. They clinched the division this year, so if that's how they're going to act and be classless, that's their clubhouse, end quote. Adam Eaton, outfielder for the Diamondbacks, also tweeted this. "This game knows no names. What goes around comes around. Hashtag finish strong." Again,